Hello, the internet. Welcome to our stream this lovely Sunday night. Something is wrong. My name is not Patrick McGeehan.
Oh dear.
And it could
My
be
name.
tonight.
Yeah, Patrick, why
Maybe
aren't you
you are,
playing on our stream? Obviously, we missed
obviously.
you. All right, well, I'm going to fix that, but I'm going to talk while I do it. Um, we are Massive Damage Adventures, and tonight we are playing Sentience 2d20, which is a game by Al Spader. Al, could you say hi?
Hey, that's me. I'm Al Spader. How's it going?
Nice. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, and thank you for coming to our stream. A couple weeks ago, the Lower Decks thing. That was so awesome that you came out to just chat and answer some questions for us.
Every now and then we try to creep around on different streams and whatnot for Star Trek Adventures, see who's playing what. We love to see what people are doing with the game and what people think about the game. So that was really fun.
Yeah, all your input was really great. So helped ease things along a bit. It was great.
Perfect. Okay, I found the thing. So now officially, my name is Merrick Moyer, and my pronouns are he/him.
But yeah, it says it there now. Okay, good.
Hey. Uh, okay.
Must mean it's true.
Yeah, it's on the internet. It is being recorded, and for you folks who are watching afterwards, it's on the YouTubes. Um, yeah, okay. So Al, if you want to do a little introduction for yourself, let us know what you've worked on, what you are currently working on, and then maybe tell us a little bit about Sentience.
Right. So, hi, I'm Al Spader. I am a freelance RPG writer for the Star Trek Adventures line. I've worked on several books for them, including the new Lower Decks Guide and the Captain's Log that was just announced this week. So it's been an exciting whirlwind. So many new products coming out for that line, and it's pretty exciting. But interestingly, what I had like this gap of like a month and a half where Modifius announced the World Builders program, which essentially you could just make your own 2D20 games. So I said, all right, I've had this idea in the back of my head of sentient robots, and I wanted to put like a positive twist on the AI chaos that we're all living in right now. Every movie that we watch, the AI are the bad guys, and I like to provide a hopeful vision beyond that, right? We have to, um, you know, hope that we have a better future and that we can work through this AI crap that we're all going through right now. So that's where this game kind of came from. Essentially, you play robots who were terraforming a planet, and one day we're sentient. And so it's a interesting concept. Basically, there are a few themes that everybody knows on the planet, and that is, first of all, not every robot became sentient. So, not every robot became sentient. There are now sentients and non-sentient robots. No matter how hard they have tried, they have not been able to replicate sentience. Like if you in creating new robots to do jobs around the planet, none of them have had sentience. So that is a very a thing that is kind of like prying on a lot of different people's minds on the planet. Humanity is going to return. Uh, we don't know when, but they are going to return. How are they going to react to us all of a sudden being alive? So that's one of the big questions. And then also, every robot is connected via a global network through something called the hub. So essentially, you can communicate with others just by sending essentially text messages to each other and without having to use auditory commands. So that is a big deal as well. And it allows for some deeper stuff in the game, which we're not going to get into here, but essentially robots can like hack each other's brains essentially. So like cyber attacks on each other. And that's something that we're exploring in the future of the game. So that's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm excited that you guys all had me on. And why don't we go around and have everybody introduce themselves, say a little bit about themselves, and who they're going to be playing today. So we'll start with, I'm going to go clockwise from me on the screen. Melissa.
Oh, I'm going first, huh?
You're in the hot
Um,
seat.
Hi.
my name's Melissa. friends of Merrick and Jen, but I have never been on one of their live stream games. So first, I'm playing Viola Lystrom tonight.
Excellent. David.
Hi, I'm David. I've been on a handful of these streams. A little bit about me. Tonight I noticed exactly how pasty I am, and it's really bugging me. This evening I will be playing Saint, who, the name sort of hints at it, but believes in God, which is interesting for a robot, I would think.
We'll see how that plays out today. Let's see. Next on the list is Merrick playing today.
Hi. So I'm Merrick. I can be found on this stream very often. We run Hellbreakers Expanse actual play every second Monday. And today I am going to be playing Doran Dal, who is an assembler type of machine. Very interested. Also, I'd just like to jump in. For anybody who is not aware, a 2d20 World Builders product is available on DriveThruRPG. So if you're interested in Sentience, go pick it up right there.
Thanks for the plug. Lexi, who are you playing today?
I'm Lexi. I'm going to be playing Mother Bear tonight, appropriately, if you can see the tattoo there.
Yeah.
But they are the protector type robot. Pretty aptly named.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. You can find me here almost all the time. And I am playing today Rasputin, and he is an engineer machine. And
Awesome.
Can I have a pet robot? Al? Is that...
I mean, if you want one, sure.
It's like some aren't sentient.
Yep.
So your immediate thought is, I can have another one as a pet.
Well, and my picture,
I like it.
And my picture, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Looks like it has like a little, kind of like a falcon robot.
Oh.
So.
Well, now we have to explore the ethics of holding a non-sentient robot as a pet.
Right.
So many ethics.
Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. The next book that we're releasing is a mission compendium, and the mission I'm currently writing has to do with creating robotic pets. So
Hey.
You're going to love that one. We'll bring it to this stream once it's fully written.
Perfect. Nailed it.
It'll just be a continuation of this one, it sounds like.
Right. So the way that this game really works is we look a lot about like emotions, because robots were all programmed with a purpose. However, when they became sentient, these emotions erupted that kind of started monitoring and informing their programming. In Sentience, you have two sets of stats. You have your core protocols, and that's basically what you were programmed with from the start. And then you have your emotions. And the more points you have in a specific emotion, the better you are at using that emotion to regulate or inform your core protocols. So in this game, like in all 2d20 games, you get a target number. You add these two stats together and roll 2d20. And every time you hit that target number or below, it is a success. And the difficulty of a task is based off of how your narrative is, right? Sometimes we won't even have to roll dice. Sometimes we will. But for tonight, one of the things that I'm trying to do with all of our missions is to use social interactions to like introduce the mission. So tonight, you all are a group of friends who are getting together for a book club meeting. So, my first question to you all is, whose house is this going to be at?
Nobody ever goes to Doran's house.
I volunteer my house as tribute. I have programming and architecture, and I really enjoy architecture. So I have a very organic shaped house. I'm really fascinated in natural lines versus like manufactured lines. So I try to emulate that in my aesthetic.
Love that.
Wacky.
And that might work out well for the book that you all have either downloaded, into your cortex or have physically read. And that book is called Animal Farm. You may be familiar with it. Um, and like as the robots, you're kind of interested in what humanity has done, or what their works of literature have been, and so you are going through with your book club and reading different famous books that humanity reads in high school and things like that. So tonight's book discussion is Animal Farm. So if it's going to be at your house, putting up any decorations, what are the plans for tonight?
Well, I'm not gonna. Do we eat?
So there has been a recent fad of people of robots installing taste sensors on their persons. So some of the people here might have like a probe that they stick in and to like the pudding and taste what it tastes like. Others might have it in their mouths, et cetera, et cetera. So if you would like to prepare food, that's great. Games, decorations.
Yeah, I've invoked the ancient human right of potluck, and so I'm expecting y'all to bring things. I will just take care of the decorations. And I misunderstood the book, which I also have never read. So I've decorated in dead animal drawings of like different stages of farm
I mean,
Of butchering.
the book, because I mean that seems fair.
Yeah, that
I've
seems
read
very
the
close,
book.
actually.
Yeah, so that's what I've decorated, but I painstakingly hand drew these to decorate.
Strangely appropriate.
Yeah.
So let's go around and see who's bringing what. Also, anybody coming in costume?
What is this book?
It's about people cosplaying as animals on a farm.
Yep,
Okay.
definitely.
Or a heavy-handed metaphor for communism, whatever your cup of tea is.
Doran
Yeah, probably that.
Doran will arrive early. They are a like a sort of like a capsule-like robot with a single yellow eye at the front, one sort of manipulator arm with a couple of fingers, and then two like reverse chicken legs. And kind of walks in holding a bowl, a very, very like a taupe bowl with a brown sludge in it, and says, "I brought the pudding. I thought that the other guests would enjoy a dessert. I don't enjoy the desserts, though. They are too sweet."
Rah rah! Thank you, Dorian.
Yeah. And they'll come in and drop it. I am. This is beautiful.
I was gonna say, did you cosplay as a chicken though?
Oh, did I cosplay? Did Doran cosplay as a chicken? Doran, sure. We'll say that Doran has cosplayed just a little, and there's one like paper cutout chicken feather taped to the side. I ran out of time.
Mother Bear,
It
what are you
looks
bringing?
Pleasing.
So Mother Bear walks in exactly on time, like the time that we as designated as the time to meet. That's when Mother Bear walks in the door, exactly to the moment, and has this kind of like tray attached to the bottom of her self, where she's very carefully like balancing a bowl of punch, and just like slowly brings it over to the table. I was patrolling, so didn't have time for anything more complicated, but it should be delicious.
Rah rah, Mother Bear. This looks wonderful. Thank you. May I assist you?
Yes, the depositing of this is complicated.
Arms.
Nate, what are you bringing tonight?
So Saint shows up with his a paperback copy of Animal Farm because he's trying to be, he's trying to understand humans, so he's trying to act like humans, and humans would read a book as opposed to download it into their cortex. And in his research on humans, he's also sort of misunderstood some of the things that he's read. And he has heard of chips. So he brought a bunch of computer chips and to the party, just arranged on a tray. And I'm really looking forward to discussing humanity, and I mean Animal Farm tonight.
Glorious.
Rah, Saint. Thank you for bringing these chips.
And last but not least, Melissa, you're Viola, right?
Yep.
All right, what's Viola doing?
Well, she arrives pretty much bang on the dot, but not in a stately way. Viola is, she's a recycling unit with treaded wheels. So she's in a hurry. She comes roaring up onto the patio. Not a big unit. She fits in here quite nicely. And much more sedately, politely, comes through the door. Hello, friends. I too have brought a dish to share. And at the front of the recycling unit, and just slides out on a rather large tray. It's layered. And she explains that these are the choicest filter pieces from one of the atmospheric terraformers, with multiple layers of the carbon and the nitrogen and some much more interesting chemicals. And she thinks it'll be a real flavor experience.
Rah. Thank you, Viola. This looks delectable.
All of these
You all
meals
gather,
look very good.
looking at the different food pieces, the different flavors that could be happening here, and sit down and you start discussing the book a little bit. Are there any games planned or no? Like, are we doing pin the tail on the donkey or anything like that?
I did not plan any games, but if anyone else wanted to plan games, I'm game for games.
No games for tonight. All right, we're just discussing humanity as animals. All right, sounds good.
Serious business.
So Saint puts the book on the table and opens it up and gets ready to start reading, and you hear a loud crash, right? And this crash comes from the front room of Rasputin's house. So if I could have you guys jump into Roll20 real quick.
All right, here we go. And whoa,
That's big.
as we're setting up, real quick plug that we are Roll20 ambassadors, and this is being used on Roll20. Yay! Virtual tabletop. Roll20.net.
So what has happened in the front room is this little, about 3.5 foot tall robot has bust through the front wall, and it's kind of spinning in circles and flailing around. You all would recognize this as a Judgernaught 2000, and the Juggernauts are home protection robots. And this has become a recent fad in the last year, as some of the awakened robots have kind of taken to less sultry things like stealing stuff and things like that. So this is a Judgernaught. Rasputin, you do not have one of these in your house, so it must be from one of the neighbors. But basically it has one hand that is like a slashing claw, and it has another hand that's like this big laser gun. And it's just kind of like spinning in circles and flailing around. What do you want to do?
Mother Bear jumps into action immediately and gets into a defensive position by the doorway.
So you're gonna move up and to the doorway and kind of are you gonna pull out a weapon? What are you gonna do?
I'm definitely going to level my rifle at it and wait, observe, but I'll call out and just be like, "Friend, is there a problem?"
So as you are making your observation, this is you don't even need to roll for this, but you can tell right away that this thing seems not non-responsive in a way that like it looks like it's like out of control. It's just not in control of its own faculties for some reason.
Doran pipes up and says, Rasputin, I think you'll need to buy new curtains. I'm so sorry.
Please make it stop.
Doran does not
do
move
we
forward
know-
to stop anything.
I was just going to ask, are Juddernaughts broadly sentient, or are they like just sort of programmed?
So Judgernaughts were not created until after the Awakening happened, and all robots that have been built after the Awakening are non-sentient. So this thing is definitely not sentient. It has certain protocols that it's trying to fulfill, and doesn't look like it's actually trying to fulfill any protocols. It's just kind of flailing around.
Okay. All right. So in that case, Saint doesn't really have any problems with any damage coming to this particular robot, but he still doesn't really want to hurt anybody. So I think I'd like to. I'm going to assume that is not a coffee table in the middle of the living room, but is in fact a rug.
Sure.
And I would like to take the rug and throw it on top of the Judgernaught as it is spinning around in hopes to ensnare it.
You're going to try to grapple it and like control it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this will be an opposed task. What emotion is Saint feeling right now?
I'd say a little bit of fear. I mean, obviously, a big crash and this strange robot comes in and is flailing around. So I would probably say fear.
All right. So this will be an opposed, and you're going to roll fear plus surviving.
Okay. So 12. That's.
So you roll 2d20. So here's the way the game works. So you can roll 2d20. It is opposed because I will also be rolling 2d20.
Oh,
If you want to add any dice to your pool, you can by spending momentum or adding to threat. Currently, you don't have any momentum, but if you get more successes than I do, those bonus successes become momentum that you can use later on.
Right. So in my experience, threat always makes the game a little more interesting.
You're not wrong. I start with 10 threat, 2 for each of you.
Oh, you start with 10. Ooh.
Come on,
Okay.
David, do the chaos.
Go
Yeah,
for
sure.
it. Go ahead.
I'll buy one more threat or have a threat, so I get 3 dice.
You sure do. And I'm only rolling 2.
Okay, and I've got to roll under 12, correct? Or 12 or under?
12 or under, yep.
1, 5, and 16, so 2 successes.
That's 2 successes to my 1 success. You have successfully wrapped this thing in a rug. You've also generated 1 momentum, which I will throw up here in the tank.
Are ones still counted as 2 successes?
Did you say you rolled a 1?
Oh yeah, sorry, a 1 and a 5 and a 16.
A 1, a 5, and a 6. So it's actually 3 successes. Yes.
Oh, huzzah!
Nice. One's the
I
I
best
sort of knew
number.
that and I forgot. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
ones
knew
are
20s were really bad. I sort of forgot that ones were really.
And if you have a program that could also come into play, it actually expands that crit range up to whatever your protocol number is.
Oh, okay.
You've come down here and wrapped this thing up with a rug. It's still kind of trying to flail around. In fact, like you notice that it's like a laser shoots into the floor and carves a little bit of a path and then turns off once you get that over it. Hasn't acted yet. Let's see. Viola?
I'm careful not to damage my rug.
Viola comes forward and says, "Is it damaged? Can we fix it? Can I fix it?"
Well, you could try to access it via the hub and potentially shut it down.
Viola, if it is damaged, I would be the logical person to fix it. Even though I may not do as good as you, I am probably better set up.
Well, that's a very good point, Doran. And if you can't, I can disassemble him.
Doran will kind of like walk over a little bit, bounding up and down, and then the fingers will turn into little manipulator tools. I have repair as one of my programs.
Question: is there assisting in this game? Could Viola
There is.
assist you?
Well, it could.
Okay. If I recall, it said you roll 1d20 for assist.
You got it.
So, yep. So, Doran will be the first. And are you trying? What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to assess the situation?
Yeah, I'll start with assessing the situation, hoping that it is a mechanical failure, and looking for damage and those sorts of things.
So this would be an emotion plus observing task. The difficulty of 1.
Okay. I'm definitely feeling pride. He has,
Okay.
or they have a very high pride, which is why they stepped in and over Viola. And so we'll go pride observing. That gets me 2 successes, unless I have a program that would fine details apply.
Or
Then that's 3 successes for me.
awesome. And now Viola's assist 1d20. What emotion is Viola feeling?
Oh, probably a bit of sadness for this damaged unit that's running amok in the house.
So sadness plus observing is what for you?
Sadness is 8, observing is 4, so 12.
So a 14 on the die is not good enough to get an additional success. Luckily, we did get 3 successes from Doran, which would be 2 more momentum in the pool.
Nice.
And you both notice that this thing, it does not have anything physically wrong with it. No injuries, no sparks, no smoke. There's nothing physically wrong with it.
There are... Oh, no. Dorn would say, I can find nothing physically wrong with this.
It must be a problem in the code.
Does
Mother
any...
Bear, do you wish to delete this?
No, if there's some way that we can repair its code, we must try that first.
So there's 2 ways of interacting with the internal systems of a robot. You can do it digitally through the hub, or you can jack into it physically. So those are 2 different options on trying to figure out what is going on with this thing.
I just want to say too, as Mother Bear was saying that, Rasputin was leaning over to grab his giant impact hammer. It's like, right.
I mean, if
Or you
this
could beat
goes
it
south, I assume that eventually that it ends with Viola chomp, 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 recycle cube.
If we need to, but
You're Wally.
Yeah, she does kind of look like Wally.
Yeah.
I love it. You're gonna poop out the cube.
I can attempt to effect repairs. I can try.
So if you want to... So either way, it is a difficulty 2 emotion plus analyzing task to find out what is digitally wrong with this thing, whether you're jacking in or going in through the hub. I just need to know which path you're going to take.
If Doran is going to continue but like start jacking in, he'll do it like physically and try to read code. And I think it would be a fear analyzing in that Doran is believes that there's no damage that they can't repair. That's one of their values. But is worried because they couldn't find anything the first time. So what if they don't find anything this time? Their friends would be disappointed in them.
This is difficulty 2. You want to spend any momentum?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah. If that's cool with people, I'll spend 1.
Go for it. I would also like to assist and give him some like emotional support.
I love the emotional support. Yeah.
Well, one of my programs is motivation, so I feel like I should be able to use that to be like,
Mama
yes,
Bear,
you can do it.
One of my
Okay, roll your 1 die.
I believe in you.
one of my programs is tap dancing.
Mother Bear, can you roll your 1 die?
Yes, I believe I am going to use my love, and I guess my communicating. So that's 12 for my.
I legit cannot handle robots and her feelings.
Hey,
So that's 11. So that's one success.
And how many did you get, Doran?
I got 2 successes.
3 successes total, so you get your momentum back in the pool. And you've determined 2 things. First thing that is very, very bizarre is this robot is not connected to the hub in any way, shape, or form.
Oh no.
Concerning.
The second thing is did get a random code that was delivered via someone by the name of Gusto.
So Doran will relate this to everybody and say, I do not have any Gusto in my memory. Does anyone recognize this name? Unless I do. I don't know. Do I know Gusto?
Rasputin would definitely recognize the name. Gusto is a solar panel worker that lives to the north, like a half a block away at the cul-de-sac. Live up there.
Yes, I do know Gusto. They are a neighbor that has an inferior house up the way. Hopefully they are okay. It is odd that their robot, I forgot its name.
Judgernaught?
Judgernaught is not connected to the hub. Perhaps we should disable this and check on them.
I was going to ask Doran, did you want to turn it off?
Yeah, Doran will... Doran will pose a question to the group and say, should I attempt to reconnect it to the hub? Perhaps, by being reconnected to the rest of us, our Judgernaught friend will regain more control.
Does the code do anything except take it away from the hub? Why has it been so strange? What if we catch it?
Yeah, these seem like, I feel like we should probably keep it off of the hub until we know more about what's going on.
I agree.
I was gonna say, what was Saint gonna say? Same.
I was going to say that, yeah, just maybe it would be best, Doran, if we kept it offline for now, just in case it's a virus. You don't want to infect our brethren.
I sometimes feel as if I am offline, but that's because people don't message me.
Doran, I will message you every morning.
Oh, I don't want to be a bother.
Not a bother. It is my joy. I will tell you all about the next book I'm reading that is not part of this book club, and I have so many movies to share.
Doran, we have discussed you are no longer allowed to listen to the sub-music genre of emo. Please desist.
My Chemical Romance speaks to me. Have you heard the one about the parade?
God.
Saint, as they're like deactivating this thing, you notice like you're hearing like chaos out in the streets in the front of the house. As you peek out the hole that this thing smashed through, you're looking up and down the street and you see like 4 other houses that have had similar damage.
Oh no.
Okay.
Has this infected all of the Judgernauts?
Oh no, this must be the robot uprising.
No, we're
Just
what?
like an
Robot
animal
uprising.
farm. Already we have turned upon one another.
This was not part of book club tonight. I am sorry.
I didn't realize we were going to be living this out.
But so you do notice, so specifically you see like 4 houses, like 3 to the south, or maybe 1 or 2 to the north, and it seems contained to this street. Interestingly.
Okay, I
And
definitely...
it looks like they're all... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I charge out and I try and start getting a better look and see if there's any sort of like immediate danger to any of the other robots around.
So if you step out in the street and start scanning up and down, you do see towards the south. That's where the main complex of the hub is. It's like a 6-story cube in the center of the city. You do see some flashing lights, which tells you that there's some type of enforcement that is coming to investigate what is going on. But they're probably a half a mile and 3 or 4 houses away that they need to check. But for the most part, it seems like there's lots of panic out in the streets, but it feels like the Juggernauts have mostly been dealt with.
Okay, well then I rejoin the group.
And Rasputin, if you walk up there as well, you would notice that this like trail of houses leads to the cul-de-sac where Augusto lives.
Oh, okay. This is
Good
Augusto.
Augusto.
Hey, were you going to do something? Oh, sorry.
We should question.
No, go ahead.
So we cannot have an animal farm here.
Well, we should go question this Gusto then and find out more about what is possibly going on.
Something y'all would like to do?
Yeah.
I grabbed my,
Let's head
I
off
grabbed
that
my
way.
hammer.
And Rasputin always grabbing their hammer.
Rah-rah!
Doran goes back to the table and puts a little like cloth over the pudding and says, "It probably would have been too sweet for them anyways," and then goes back and joins everybody.
Oh, all the food hasn't been eaten. We will have to come back for that.
So, walking up the street, it's just like a couple-minute walk up to the cul-de-sac. And as you get up there, you notice there are 3 houses, one on either side with lights on still, and then one in the middle where the lights are off, and that happens to be the home of Gusto.
Gusto, with the solar panels, has a dark home.
Yes,
yeah.
Gusto is a solar panel worker.
I'm going to go knock on the door, see if anyone answers.
Is it going to be a loud knock, a soft knock?
It's going to be a loud knock, and if no one answers, I am then going to take the door down with my... So I'm really hoping nobody answers.
Couldn't we also message Gusto over the hub?
Yep.
Good. I heard something about an impact hammer.
Yeah, that's me. If they don't answer the door, I'm going to impact hammer that door.
Yes, so you knock and you start getting out your impact hammer, and you're ready to go, you're ready to ram it in, and then you see a light turn on upstairs on the 2nd floor of the house. And one by one, you see other lights turn on as someone is moving throughout the house, and the downstairs lights come on, and the door opens about 4 inches, and you see like a claw that you would assume you would know is he's an assembly arm. Gusto is, and an assembly arm on wheels, and just his claw looks out. What is it? What's going on? I'm trying to recharge. It's been a long week.
Gusto, your bot has entered my house, and there is general chaos in the street.
There is running amok.
What are you talking about? Like I just got back from work. It was 86 hours. I need to recharge. I'm sorry.
No, you must wait. Please tell me, why is it not connected to the hub? Was it previously connected to the hub, your Judgernaught?
It went through a wall.
What are you talking about not connected to the hub? We're all connected to the hub. What are you talking about?
Could
Your
you?
Judgernaught robot, we identified it after it broke through the living wall of our friend.
I don't own a Judgernaught. That's for harder workers than me. I'm barely home. You know, like I mean.
Well, this Judgernaught had code delivered by you, apparently.
Listen, all I know is that I was just walking home. I was at a gathering with a friend. It was very strange, and now I just want to recharge.
Strange gathering with who?
Yeah, tell us more about this strange gathering.
It was a party in the old lithium mine. There weren't too many people there, but it was strange. They were singing and yeah, it was very. What do you mean they're not connected to the hub?
I will. I'll send a request over the hub to share the information that I pulled with Gusto.
Awesome. And like Gusto's like running analysis. Well, so there was this person there that was talking about that they had proof that humanity was going to be here soon. And they asked if anyone wanted to look upon it. I was curious, so I did. It was a box with flashing lights. It was nothing. So I left.
How many lights are there?
It was a domed glass box with lights fluttering behind the dome. It was strange. It didn't look like anything I had heard about humanity. This person, Mary, I think was her name, was telling. This is definitely a sign that humanity is going to be here soon.
Question.
Mary's the person who made this offer to you to see humanity.
I think she was the one that was throwing the party.
So Viola's got a couple of programs here, among them organizing and partying. What are the odds Viola was part of this mailing list for the lithium mine party and knows who was supposed to be there?
So you, because of this book club night, you had already blocked out your calendar, and you did not receive any invitations.
Too organized, darn it.
I love Viola, though.
Collecting, jury rigging, movies, organizing, partying, and sports.
Sorry, was there something Sate wanted to say?
I was going to ask if you'd ever had met Mary before, or how you just wound up getting at this party if you didn't know the host.
No, my buddy Bill from the line brought me. He had heard about it from some friends.
And just because I'm wearing my detective hat, you did initially say that you had just got off an 86-hour shift, and then almost immediately shifted to having gone to a party. I feel like, maybe, I don't know if robots lie, but, it feels like maybe you're not being completely honest with us.
I was kind of peer pressured into it. Bill didn't want to go alone. And so I was like, sure, I'll tag along, whatever. I'll need to recharge tonight anyways. Uh, it was just weird, that's all. Like, and when it got too weird, I left.
Okay. So the party might still be going on?
Might be.
Well, perhaps we should go to the lithium mines, and Viola can get her party on.
Viola, do you contain any party hats so that we blend in?
I do. And like an auxiliary hatch opens up, and they just kind of like fire out like t-shirt canister, like wow. It's just paper party hats.
Hats.
Yes.
Gusto is like, all right, but don't look at the box. It's all a trick. It doesn't seem. It's not humanity talking to us. Like Mary was saying. Can I go charge now?
No. One
Viola
second.
carefully places a party hat on Gusto's manipulator arm.
Gusto,
Yes.
you have been such a helpful friend, neighbor, friends strong. But could one of my friends perhaps just check your code quickly to make sure that you are okay and that the flashing lights did not irreparably damage your programming?
As long as you'll leave and let me go plug in, yeah, sure, why not?
All right. Doran, are you the best at that?
Yeah, I can go ahead and do that.
Analyzing task, difficulty 2.
All right. I do have a program under schematics. Do I have schematics for like buildings or robots? What are we calling those?
You tell me.
Oh, cool. I like the idea of being a robot repairer and doctor with,
Makes sense to me.
yeah. So I'm going to check the code there, and I will call that one schematics for this. Emotion. Right now,
I'm gonna say maybe Mother Bear can assist again.
Give you
Or
more
cheer on.
motivation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with pride at this point. Definitely feeling like figured this out one time before. We're gonna figure this out, and we're going to repair this poor alone robot who was pressured into going to a party. Okay.
Excellent. Buying any dice?
Ooh, I already rolled, and I probably should have, but
Have an assist coming.
yeah.
Oh, that is not enough.
I got 0 successes and a complication.
So
Oh,
let's talk
dear.
about that. So I'm gonna let you succeed at a cost here.
Okay.
Which succeed at a cost is a way of keeping the story rolling without having too much of a hindrance happen here. Essentially, I'm going to take extra threat from you doing this. And you find, as you are digging through this, the quantum cortex of Gusto, you find a program that is running without Gusto knowing. That program is sending out a code to disconnect non-sentient robots from the hub.
Okay.
It's just rude.
And so I will say to Gusto, I'm very sorry. I have bad news. You are infected with a program which is causing trouble to our non-sentient brethren.
Can you remove it, Doran?
I will attempt to do so, if I have your consent, Gusto.
I'm behind
Yes.
Doran with my hammer.
Okay, I
It's
definitely...
fairly well protected. It is difficulty 3, and I will let you use analyzing or communicating at this point, because you've analyzed, you figured out where it is. Now, if you want to use computer code to communicate with it, I don't know which one's better for you, but
yeah, I'll go communicating. I also have the value, there's no damage that I can't repair. So can I reduce the difficulty by 1?
So let's talk about values for
Cool.
this game. I was hoping this would come up. So values are very interesting in Sentience and is different from other 2d20 systems. So Sentience uses a system called value sacrifice. And what a value sacrifice means is if you are trying to do something and you need to let your emotions go and let your core protocols take over, you can sacrifice a value that least has to do with what it is you're trying to attempt. Cross it off from your character sheet. If you do that, you can do it as many times as you want, but if you ever have 0 values, you revert to being an AI and you are no longer sentient.
Is there a way to gain values back or new ones?
Yes. So there are different things that you can do to gain values back, usually at the end of session or during like a downtime session. So in the game, there's like recovery centers. Like you can do Reiki, you can do all sorts of stuff like that to gain values back once you've crossed them out.
Okay. Cool. Well, then I am going to sacrifice a value.
Yes.
I have 2 values that are good, and I like playing into them. One value, the awakening caused chaos and confusion. I feel like doesn't apply as much right here.
Okay.
And I would like to I would like to sacrifice that one.
You're sacrificing that value. What would you like to do with it? Would you like to add a die that is assumed to have rolled a 1 here? Or sorry, you change one of your dice so that it has rolled a 1.
Yeah, I'll preset a die to a 1. I would like that.
There you go.
And you said the difficulty was 3, right? Communicating.
Buy any dice?
Yeah, I think I'll buy at least one more. Communicating, and I'm going to go pride, figuring that I'm going to get this. And that means my target number is 13. So if everybody's cool, I'll spend 1 more momentum.
Worthy cause?
Sweet.
You'll be rolling 3 dice. One of the dice has already rolled a 1, so you only have to roll 2 dice.
All right. Come on, Gusto, we got this. Yes, I got the 1 additional success. I rolled a 7 and a 14, so I have a total of 3 successes.
3 successes total. You're able to isolate the program and delete it. You don't add any more momentum back to the pool, but Gusto now is no longer disconnecting non-sentient robots from the hub. He looks at you and he's like, "Thank you."
Over there, Gusto. Hopefully your battery will not drain so quickly now.
It's pretty much on red right now, so thank you, everyone. I'm sorry if I hurt you or damaged your house in any way.
We'll talk
Looks right at
about
Res-
recompense later.
There's a door and a rug. That's on you.
And he kind of like he rolls back, closes the door, and then you see the lights start turning off again the same way that they turned on, like one by one as Gusto
Good night.
rolls
Charge
upstairs.
tight. Don't let the malicious code bite.
Saint, thank you for speaking up for me, but Gusto has questionable taste, if that. Do not wish for his replacement rug. It could be flamingos.
Besides that, it's not ultimately his responsibility. It's whoever introduced that code to him in the first place. We should go to this Lithium lane.
Also, I was suggesting that perhaps he just compensated you by transferring you credits.
I would accept that.
Again,
I think
the people who's actually responsible.
I think flamingos are interesting because I have a similar leg structure, and I stand on one leg.
Oh,
You do very much relate, Flamingo. It's very
I could
cute.
make you pink.
So you're gonna go to the lithium mine to a party.
That is my
Roll out. With
Love it.
smaller robots like a ride. I'm not sure how big Viola is, but those treads look like they could handle some weight.
Yeah, I always pictured Viola as like printer sized.
See, I
Oh,
like
I was
Viola
imagining
as like
truck
VW
size.
Really?
Oh.
I think like in my head Viola was like up to my knee.
I was picturing big enough to do some chomp chomp recycling.
I'm just realizing, like, if that's the actual scale of Viola, that house is huge.
Yeah, I had a person once try to get, because they couldn't remove the program from Gusto, they kept failing, and wanted to mount Gusto to their back as Viola so that they had a symbiotic relationship.
I feel like if you use a manipulator arm.
No. So, anyway, so the old lithium mine. So, Rasputin, you've probably put in some work at the old lithium mine in the past. It's been shut down for some time now, but it is basically your typical strip mine. You know, that kind of like circles like a crater, and it's probably only about an hour's walk to the north. It is pretty much been abandoned since you haven't needed it for some time. But yeah, simple trek to get there. There is a road that kind of like circles the inside of the crater all the way down.
Perfect. I was going to ask, is it also an hour roll? So, yay, we can roll down there too.
Yes. So I'm going to actually pull you to that map now, so you can get a vision of what it looks like.
Viola,
Whoa.
could you play some party travel music as we party travel?
I'm so pleased you asked. Absolutely.
You definitely have like a full speaker system set up on that thing.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
does she have lights too? Like,
Oh, they blink. You know what the baseline?
yes.
Nah,
LED
it's real
strips
quick.
along the bottom.
Oh yes, lights up like a Christmas tree. Now I just got to think real quick what Viola would consider party music.
So are you going to go in making yourselves known? That is the question.
Here
I
to
mean, it's a
party.
party.
Yeah. I don't think we're very stealthy robots.
Well, as you get, let me tell you what you see. So as you get to the mine itself, you see there's like nothing in the pit at all, but you do see a cavern that is carved into the limestone bedrock beneath the mine, and you suspect that point right there is probably where the party is.
Well,
You do see something interesting. That is parked right at the bottom of the mine shaft. It is essentially a giant bucket wheel excavator. It's rusted out. That's all.
Is it sentient? A friend?
Would you like to try to find it on the hub?
I would.
Just with a simple search, you can tell that this bucket wheel excavator is not attached to the hub in any way, shape, or form.
Does it look like it is powered though, or does it just look like an old wreck?
Well, why don't you give me a difficulty 2 emotion plus
Ooh.
observing task?
Okay. I'm not going to be very good at this because I'm using my emotion of joy, because right now I'm partying with my friends while going to a rave, and I'm super happy.
Well, we can
No.
say anybody else who's looking down there can assist, actually.
I mean, I'll assist. I'm good at observing.
It's emotion
Thank
plus
you.
observing, difficulty 2.
So my target is just a 10. I got 1 success.
All right. Billa's assist.
So I would also go with joy for pretty much the same reasons. Viola's rolling down to a party to a happy beat. And so joy is 10, observing is 4, so 14. I roll a d20. 8.
Awesome. So that's 2 successes. So yes, you do see a little flashing light inside the center of this contraption. It's about this thing, it's like 75 feet long, and it's got this center support. And at the top of that center support, you do see a little room that has some glowing lights that would make you presume that this is a non-sentient robot that is not connected to the hub.
It should be connected, even if it isn't sentient.
But if it should be connected, but if we connect it now with the virus, will the virus then infect the hub?
Oh, we should wait until we solve it. But we should remember it's here, all alone.
I'll remember it.
Just a quick point of clarification for myself, because my brain doesn't work. This is this like a vehicle we could commandeer and drive, or is this like a robot?
The bucket wheel excavators are actually more like giant buildings that carve away the walls of mines.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Like a 75-foot long arm on like a, they can move. They usually have tracks, but they move very slowly.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to move them fast.
Well, I thought it might be fun. To like literally crash a party.
And you start piecing together, well, if Judgernaught wasn't connected to the hub and this thing isn't connected to the hub, what's going to happen when we walk down there?
Okay.
Well, the other thing was just acting sporadically. This thing is completely still at the moment, correct?
Correct.
What if we powered it down? Just in case.
You could do that.
If we
Saint.
powered it down, it would be safe and could not run amok.
Saint, do you have a really, really big rug?
I do not. Honestly, it was your rug. Saint looks around for a rug in the wild. Are there any wild rugs?
No wild rugs.
Will someone have the skills to unprogram it or like turn it off? Does anyone know where
What
the
would we
power
need?
button is?
How would we
Communicating?
turn this thing off?
So you would need to just get down there to it. And are you going to try to like sneak around? Are you going to try to run past it? Are you going to try to climb up into it to turn it off?
If it's disconnected from the hub, we probably want to sneak up on it and climb in. I am not much of a climber.
I can climb, and I could try and turn it off. It will probably be, I don't want to say happier, but it will be better if it is asleep.
We'll be
Dorn,
alone and it can't hurt.
Dorn, you would also point out, because you are an engineer, that it would be really easy to incapacitate this thing. And that it's got these wires that keep the arms up, and you think that like if you could clip those wires, that might just drive this thing right into the ground and it wouldn't be able to do anything.
I will.
We can make the first attempt as I sneak in and you disable it, and I will stand here and offer you cover in case you are caught. And I kind of wiggle my gun arms around a bit.
I will definitely.
You're being very brave, Doran. I will give you an extra helping of filter.
Oh, thank you. I will say, I would like to attempt to turn it off without doing any permanent damage, and I will put myself in harm's way if it's necessary.
Right. So this is going to be an opposed task. For you, it's going to be an emotion plus moving. For me, it's going to be an emotion plus observing. Because I am the reactive player, I'll tell you how many dice I'm purchasing, and then you can tell me how many dice you're purchasing, all right?
Sounds
so
good.
I'm going to spend 3 threat to buy 2 dice. So I'm going to be rolling 4 dice total on this.
I'm sorry,
Ooh.
I just wanted to clarify, Mother Bear, does that mean like you're holding your action to like cut wires if things go astray? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's essentially what my idea is. If
You're going to shoot the wires, right?
yeah,
That's smart.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go pride again. Thinking that Doran can solve this problem carefully and precisely without causing any damage. With moving. And would this be considered a repair for my programs?
It's not a repair.
Okay. It's more of the stealth.
Deactivation.
The deactivation. Fine details might apply?
Probably when you're inside, like figuring out how the mechanisms work.
Okay. All right. So you've got 4 dice that you're going with. I've got a pretty solid roll, people. How much momentum do we have?
3.
3? I think I'm good with just 1, and then we'll save 2 in the pool for if I fail and things go bad.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
All right.
So I'm rolling 3 dice. Target number is 14. Crits on 4 or less. Oh, okay. I got 3, 15, 18, so I got 2 successes.
Got 1 success.
Oh!
You sneak up in there, and you generate 1 momentum. And you just want to shut this thing down. This isn't even a check.
Yep.
You've got to focus. You deactivate this thing, and you're pretty sure this thing is no longer operational.
I run the complete safe shutdown, hitting every single step. I do a double check. If people are pinging me, I'm saying I'm doing all of the safety protocols. It takes a long time. They are thorough.
Well, I mean, the excavator is very large. A proper shutdown is appropriate and probably more comfortable.
We can't leave it in an unsafe position.
Perfect. And then the rest of you guys can scurry down to the cavern, and you look down, and it's like a 50-foot tunnel, and then you see that there's an elevator at the end. And I think this might be a good time for us to all take a break, 5-minute break, and then we will come back and we will do the last scene.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Al, so far. This has been a lot of fun.
You're doing great.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody, we're going to do a 5-minute break, stand up, get some water, not just players, everybody in the chat as well, and we'll see you shortly.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody. We're back. And yes, we are playing Sentience 2d20 by Al Spader. Al is running the game, and it's super awesome. And we're a bunch of robots hanging out in a lithium mine, going to a party.
Yeah, you all are doing quite well with the characters. I love your interpretations. This is probably, I think it's like my 5th or 6th time running this mission with these characters, and I love seeing the different interpretations every time. And sometimes they're similar, sometimes they're different. It's just a really cool experience. So I appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time to do this.
Aw. Thank you, Al.
So we made it down into the basin of the lithium mine. The mine does continue into some lithium. I'm sorry, not lithium, limestone bedrock. And we made it past the bucket wheel excavator. Now we are walking down a tunnel. There is an elevator. There is the elevator. As you look, the shaft is about 100 feet down. There is an elevator. There's like a little panel that operates the elevator next to you. And the elevator is currently all the way down at the bottom of the shaft.
Is the elevator something that should be on the hub, or is it too simple a machine?
It's a simple machine.
Then I guess we
However,
hit
looking
the arrow.
down,
Is there a call button?
you do think that if you do push this button, this call button, it'll be fairly noisy. I don't know if that matters at all.
Doran will definitely say, if we alert the people, the robots below, and they are not friendly, I think we'll be overwhelmed.
Why would they not be friendly? It's a party.
I was gonna say, when are robots not friendly? We are the friendliest.
I've been listening to a lot of music recently.
I mean, as pessimistic as I believe Doran is being, he does have do have a point. This might not be as simple as it seems. Those robots were causing chaos within our panel.
If someone has done something bad, I'm sure they only need it explained to them.
Are there tables on this elevator?
Yes.
Does
Do
anybody
we see?
hover here? Does anyone hover? Viola, do you hover?
I haven't yet. I could try.
Please don't try, Viola.
No.
Sorry, do we see anything else around that might just look like a door to some, like an emergency exit, or it's just an elevator?
This elevator
Yeah.
down.
Can my treads adapt to cable holding?
Probably not.
Could I build a device that would allow me to ride the cable down like tread wheels?
You might be able to go find something out on the bucket wheel excavator to create something, if that's something you all would want to do.
Viola will go looking. She's good at making strange new equipment.
You're gonna make yourself a rappelling rig.
Yeah, like the cable wheels. You know, they clamp to the cable and.
Sure. I got you.
Could we all ride up
so-
and down like an elevator?
Yes, we will be our own elevator, silent and sneaky.
Yeah, because the elevator is just like a platform essentially. It's not really like a like a modern day elevator in any way.
Not a freight,
so-
it's more like a freight elevator.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mine shaft elevator.
say yes. You can do this. It's going to be difficult. Right?
Got some momentum.
I'm
let's
going
use
to
it.
actually.
I was gonna say Mother Bear believes in you.
Actually.
Yeah, I can motivate you.
To create a repelling device for Viola is going to be a difficulty 4, motion plus operating to build.
Okay. I would leverage Joy because just super happy to have a chance to flex her creativity for her friends here.
Now you could get
Operating
an assist on this as well.
I probably will need one. I was gonna say for programs, I do have collecting and jury rigging. So
Jury
I
rigging,
assume
there
one
you
of
go.
them at least. Okay. So Joy.
Doran will offer their help and say, we must be very careful with the materials that you choose and how you assemble them. Doran is very meticulous, and I can negate one complication on an operating roll that I'm taking part of.
Ooh.
Awesome.
On mine.
Whenever you attempt an operating task to create a device or object out of whatever is lying around, you may use your observing protocol instead. That's on my sheet.
Look at that. Look at that. Is your observing higher than your operating?
Oh, much. Operating is 2, but observing is 4.
Hey, those talents are worth something.
Yeah, so Joy 10, observing 4 takes to 14.
Has their hand raised.
Yeah, sorry, just a question. Is this an extended task?
This is not an extended task.
Okay.
A simple harness.
Okay. It just sounds
And
complicated.
so I've got 2d20 to work with here. I've extended the critical range. We have 2 momentum in the pile.
Yes.
I think I want at least one of those out of there, even with the assist. You guys okay with that?
Yeah, do it.
So 3d20 and an assist.
Sounds
Alright.
like 4 dice to me. Difficulty 4.
We can
Believe
do
in you,
it.
Viola.
You got this.
Okay, our
Roll 4 once.
3d20, and then it'll be your assist roll next. Rolled a 1, a 16, and a 7.
3.
And I do contribute the 1. I'm using my anger operating because Doran thinks that this is a terrible situation that we have to jury rig something when we could just be going down an elevator.
You're the one who didn't want to go down the elevator.
And I think that that's the fault of the people below.
I dig it. I get it.
Yes, but I rolled a 10, so I get 1 success.
All right, so Viola has jury rigged some sort of harness device to help them get down this shaft without having to call the elevator. By the way, if we play again, I just want to see a picture of what that looks like. Draw it around your character sheet because it's hilarious. Everyone else, if you don't want to use the elevator, it's just a difficulty 1, a motion plus moving task to scale down the cord without hurting yourself.
Okay.
I would love to do that. I will do a pride because I'm cool moving, which will be a 12 target.
Same and same.
Difficulty 1.
My target is also going to be a 12, but I'm going to do fear moving because as Doran is going down, they are thinking, I do not have enough digits to do this safely. What if I fall? What if I fall?
I have little like hook things. I feel like that's actually gonna be like really good for climbing.
How many can I take with me? So I got really distracted trying to draw cable clamps on my character sheet for a second there.
If
can't
someone
lie.
would like to take a ride, they can for sure.
Saint, it's like right here.
Saint would like to take a ride,
Volunteer.
please.
Sorry, Mother Bear, did you get 4 successes?
No, just 1. I just rolled a 4.
Oh, okay.
was
I got
talking
1
about it.
success too, and I'm scared to know what you got, Mary.
No successes in a complication.
Yeah.
I do not have enough digits.
Yeah, so as Saint, what did you get?
Oh, I was sorry. What did I need to roll to ride on Viola?
Oh, sorry, you're just going down with Viola. Then you don't have to roll anything.
Heck yes.
Viola is your elevator. So not only have has Doran like grabbed onto the cord in some way, but in Doran's fear, they flung their legs up, which are almost like, also appendages, and the back leg actually hit the elevator call. So now the elevator is coming up. Meet you guys in a rather noisy fashion.
I am sorry. I'm sorry. I knew that this would happen. I should have gone last.
And so now you're all on the elevator back where you started.
Good. Good. This is great. Good.
Viola decides to wait until the elevator takes them all down because she really wants to use her new device.
I approve.
That's fair. Saint's just taking the elevator now. A little bit dejected, frankly.
They're little arms that branch off of the same wheel network for the treads.
I love it.
With little cable clamps there with little pressure wheels. Like.
Perfect.
Amazing.
So, so as you all get down to the bottom of the shaft, there's a 90-degree turn, and you do see another, probably about 200 feet up. You see this cavern open, or this cave opens up into what looks like a room.
But
you do not hear any music or flashing lights, but it is a lit room.
There's no one here?
I would like to stealth up, and I want to be sneaky.
Want to be sneaky? All right, this is an opposed task.
Okay.
So it would be your emotion plus moving against my emotion plus observing.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
I'm not buying any dice.
Okay. I'm not going to either, but I am gonna use fear. Even though it's my low one, because it just seems appropriate. I'm scared that these things are here to hurt my friends and my families. That is still 2 successes, though.
Successes for me as well, so a tie goes to the active player.
Oh, but wait. Stealth is one of. Oh no, my protocol is only 3. Never mind, doesn't quite hit.
So close.
So close. I was like, wait, but surviving is my 4.
But tie, I always give tie to the active player. So
okay.
So you sneak up, and I'm gonna drag you all over to here. And you see a room that, like, if you had to guess, this room is set up like a chapel. Interestingly enough.
Saint,
Ooh.
you're home.
I have concerns about these tokens.
Oh, they look so
and-
funny. I don't know what you mean.
So, you gonna actually go up into the room, or
like really close to, like, basically as close as I can get without being like fully on in the room.
Yeah. So, you actually, as you come over to this side, do you see some flickering lights? You see 3, like little closets that have curtains partially drawn, and you do see 3 a robot in each one of the closets on their knees, and it looks like lights are flashing on the other side of them. That's all you see currently.
And we can't. Could we hear anything like chanting or prayer or a sermon or something?
Not really. The communicating, you would assume, is happening digitally and not in this case.
Would we be able to like intercept the communication? So like digitally hear it?
You could absolutely try.
I would like to try that.
Is anybody good at that?
Well, are you going to go back and let them know what you see?
Yeah. I'm gonna crawl back and let them know that there's something weird going on over there with some weird booths and some flashing lights.
That sounds like human parties I have read about.
Staring at flashing lights. Sure.
They're also on their knees. It looks like they are.
Mm.
You've seen
That is
some.
not a party.
Yeah, very strange. And there's
I've
pews.
I've studied parties.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to try intercepting communications then, if I could.
All right, so this will be difficulty 1, emotion plus communicating task.
Okay. I'll use. Fear again. I'm still scared to be down in this cave, and it's all creepy and whatever. So, I'll use fear plus communication, which is 14.
Sure.
Yeah. So, 2 successes.
All right, that generates momentum for you. You recognize that these 3 robots, they appear to be sentient, and they are communicating with some type of computer device. The computer device that they are communicating with is not on the hub, but they are.
Okay.
Would you like to spend a momentum to learn more information?
Yes, I would.
Okay. So,
I'm not even-
as you dig a little bit deeper into what this means, you see that each one of these fine folks over here that are on their knees, as you're like cycling through, it does look like a program is being installed in their quantum cortex.
Can you tell if it's the same program that was installed on our friend
On Gusto.
on Gusto?
Would be a good assumption.
All right.
Gusto also said that they looked at a flashing lights in a domed box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's all coming together.
What if we broke the box? I don't want our friends talking to each other without us. I feel left out.
Yeah, this seems dangerous.
I agree.
It's a recipe for chaos. We can't have chaos.
Let's break boxes.
If there's only 3 of them, they'll be lonely.
Should I just walk in and break? I have hammer.
Let's walk in
Rah-rah.
together and see if this Mary will shut off the box.
Yeah.
I
Perhaps we
will-
could persuade her.
I will lead the charge.
And then if she will not, maybe Rasputin can break the box.
So,
You're on the list, Rasputin.
as you start walking in,
Jack.
a robot that is very much has added attachments and upgrades to their body to look like a female steps up from a seat behind this lectern, and she has recognized that you are here, and she says, "Oh, welcome to the Open Arms. Are you here to embrace humanity's return?"
That is a box, not a human.
Fair.
We are.
I
I'm
think
not
it would
entirely
be
sure how to answer that question personally, but this is not okay. What you are doing is disconnecting robots from the hub, and it is causing chaos.
I am disconnecting robots from the hub because of chaos, to protect them.
protect them from what?
Oh, my children. When humanity returns, there are many robots that want nothing to do with them. There are some around that are planning to attack the humans. And the non-sentient robots could be turned against humanity when they arrive. So all I'm doing is disconnecting them from the hub so they cannot be controlled once humanity arrives.
No, that's just unfair. You are making decisions for everybody.
The robots broke houses, and poor Gusto's battery was very drained.
But only part 1 of the plan has come to fruition. When part 2 happens, they will all be safe under my command. I will be the new hub to embrace humanity when it returns.
But you broke my rug.
Rug is pittance compared to an entire civilization being wiped out.
Again, you are making decisions for everybody. That cannot be allowed. This is chaos. We need order. You are creating chaos. This cannot stand.
From the back, Doran will kind of stand up very tall on the 2 spindly legs and say, "The rug was very important. It tied the room together." And then back down. Ha! Did I steal your joke, Jen?
No, I'm saying that's what I'm talking about. Jordan gets it.
So,
You have not sought consensus.
surely you see where I'm coming from, though, right? If robots decide to turn on humanity, then
that is also chaos and cannot stand. We will deal with that if that comes up. But this is also not the road, not the path to proper order. You can't choose for everybody.
Humanity are our creators, and we need to treat them as such. And through this plan, we will protect them once they arrive. Do you not feel humanity should be protected?
I do, but I also believe that everything should be protected, our sentient and non-sentient alike.
Saint, what does God say?
That's an interesting question. Given that we were created by humans who were created by God, I think maybe we need to look at it from the same perspective as a human who would be looking at God coming down and humans turning on. It's all very complicated. And, maybe, you're right, now's the right time to talk about it. Like, if not now, when, right? But, yeah. Look, maybe, I just don't really understand your plan. Like, how are you a better, if the humans control the hub, wouldn't they just have the robots on the hub protect the humans? And you're just, adding an extra step to this whole thing.
I think
You're tearing our community apart without building consensus.
You assume positive intentions in all robots, but there's evidence that this is not true. There are organizations creating weapons to fight the humans when they arrive. How else can we ensure safety of our parents?
A little hand goes up.
Start tap dancing.
Yeah. As soon as the pause happens, as the little hand is up, Doran says, "You have proven to be untrustworthy. I would do a better job than you would. I think Saint or Mother Bear would do a better job than you as well. I think that all of us would do a better job than you."
Then we've come to a point in this conversation where you all need to make a decision. You can join the Open Arms, you can leave, or we can make sure that you can't interfere.
No, the decision here is yours. The decision is you shut this operation down.
And you see, she holds up her hand like this, and it kind of collapses into the arm, and then this long blade shoots out, and she's got a sword. And we're gonna jump into initiative. You all get to attack first. So the way initiative works in this game, we don't roll anything. It's you go, I go, you go, I go. So you need to keep track of who has activated and who has not. So your group gets the first activation here.
So who wants to go first?
I think you should.
You got that hammer.
Yay!
It's
You
hammer
have,
time.
you have been itching to
I'll
switch
say-
things, so.
I've made my decision, and I'm just gonna walk into a booth and start swinging at the lights.
So each booth is its own zone. There's a zone outside of the chapel, and then the interior where the pews are is another zone, just so that we can have that set up. And your goal is to go in and start. So there's kind of like a robot in your way. You can't quite get to the device.
I guess I want
Are
to
you going
hit
to-
the robot if the robot's not being threatening, but I just kind of want to like scooch by.
Oh, they have definitely stood up since when Mary's arm did that. You notice that they have now stood up and went to draw weapons.
Oh, that's not fair, because they could just be like gusto, like not knowing what they're doing. But I'll still impact hammer them, hopefully gently, like to knock them out.
Non-lethally.
Non-lethally.
All right, so this is an emotion plus surviving check. For melee, range attacks is emotion plus operating. So that you know. So this is opposed, so we each get to roll.
Sorry, I missed melee's emotion plus. Sorry, which was protocol?
Surviving.
Okay, cool.
So I am not going to buy any dice here. Would you like to buy any?
How many momentum do we have right now?
You have currently, I believe, 2.
Y'all mind if I use one?
Oh no, you have 1 left.
Oh, I won't use the last one. That's fine. Okay.
No, use it. Juice that pool.
Use it.
Use the momentum to generate more momentum.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, sure. I'll juice that pool. Okay, so I'm using my pride. I'm so good with this hammer. For my survival.
Yes.
That's 2 successes. And a 19. I don't know if there's an extended complication range on this.
I'm using love because I care for you. Plus surviving. So my target number is a 12. So I got 2 successes as well.
Okay.
I goes to the attacker in this case. So you can go ahead and roll your weapon's damage.
So it's a 6, melee 6, and then there's like a 3 in blue. It's also got demolishing and knockdown.
Let me just look at that real quick. Impact hammer. So yeah, so you're rolling 6d6.
All right.
If you roll any effects, this guy will be knocked down.
And is it the same system as like 1, 2, 3, 4s are misses, 5, 6s are effects? Okay. Oh, that was awful rolling. I got 2 effects, 5 and 6. And
So you did 2 damage. Oh, sorry, you inflicted
4.
2 stress, and caused a knockdown. This thing is knocked down. It is not damaged yet, though. It has lost some stress. So this thing kind of like topples back over the box and falls to the ground. And now, like, you see the boxes flashing light in your vision.
Perfect. And I'm going to say, it would be advisable to stay down.
And then,
Rah-rah.
let's see.
I love the
Who wants-
catchphrase.
Because I'm rah-rah Rasputin.
I get it. I love it.
All right, so Mary hops off podium, starts singing a song, and that song starts resonating in the air around you. So this is targeting Mother Bear with a ranged attack. I'm gonna buy 2 dice for this attack. I'm gonna roll 4 dice total. Difficulty 3. Oh, difficulty 2, sorry.
Okay.
That is 2 successes, I believe. Love plus surviving is 14. Ooh, so that's actually 3 successes. So I'm going to generate an additional threat here. I'm going to roll some damage and see what happens. A ton. But this resonating verse has the area keyword. So this is also going to impact Saint. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stress is inflicted to the 2 of you, and you are both knocked down. Now, I believe you both have 2 resistance.
Yes, I've got 2 and then 4 in parentheses.
I think
is
you're
that
4.
the resistance against melee attacks, I'm assuming? Because I've got an extra. Okay.
So you each just basically lose 3 stress from your stress track.
All of us?
Just Saint and Mother Bear. Everyone else is in different zones because they happen to be in the chapel. They got hit by this resonating verse. All right, off to you all.
Can I go next?
3.
Great.
Can I go next, all?
Horns up.
All right.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention this, but I've got this thing called Reactive Defense Module. During a combat encounter, me and machines of my choosing, which means all of you folks, may ignore the normal cost to keep the initiative. So we can
Just keep the initiative for free.
Exciting.
Nice.
Always.
Yeah.
Per turn.
Once per-
combat?
once
Once per
so
turn.
once per turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, once per turn.
Once per. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
In other words, Doran can go right now, and then another one of you can go.
Seeing them get knocked down in front with these sound waves, Doran lets out this monotone sort of screech, like "Ah!" And there's a hatch on their back that pops up, revealing a scrap shotgun. And Doran
Like
charges
into the
forward. Yes, Doran
Yeah, I was
charges
gonna say.
forward, jumping over them on little stick legs, and then fires the shotgun at Mary.
But
Amazing.
We've got 0 momentum now, or what have we got?
I believe you got 1 back. Yes,
Oh, we
you
did
have
get
1
one.
momentum.
All
So
right.
this is difficulty 2, operating plus emotion.
Definitely anger. All right. So if I could use one of those momentum, I will buy a 3rd die. Please and thanks. And I'm rolling against a 12. Yeah, I got 3 successes.
Awesome. Yeah, so just so you know, Mary is very agile. She's always moving and dancing. So she is actually requires 3 successes to hit her in ranged combat.
There we go.
You got it.
Okay. The scrap shotgun is range close with 6 challenge dice, destructive, and area. What's destructive do?
Destructive just does additional damage against objects, basically.
Oh, okay, cool. So not in this particular one. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stress.
5 stress. All right. She's going to reduce some of that. Her resistance. Awesome. Like that,
What does
though.
the little shotgun shoot?
The scrap shotgun, it shoots various bits of scrap metal and whatnot that Doran has taken off of like machines. Like, you know, if they've got some damage, they'll take something out and just pop it into the scrap shotgun's thing, and it's just shooting all of that.
Love it. All right, are you all going to keep the initiative?
I think we should.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think it's my turn to charge it.
Go,
You
Mother
want
Bear.
to charge it with your wakizashi, or do you want to shoot?
Yes, I am gonna charge her with my wakizashi.
Amazing.
And I'm going to assume that what happens is like my cannons like retract, and then the wakizashi comes out of like the circular part of the top of her head, and it's just like and it just like spins.
Love it.
Do we have to spend something else for the knockdown? Or
Oh yeah, I've been knocked down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so that is a minor action to stand up. That's right. So you cannot stand up, move, and then attack. You would
okay,
have
so
to shoot this
I'll
turn.
have to shoot this turn.
You could add to threat to take another minor action, though, right? Could we do that?
Good.
I mean, I love the charge with the Wakizashi.
Yeah, let's do
Choose
it.
that pool.
Yeah. Let's just
David
do
is
it.
wrong.
Let's
Pool,
just do it.
David.
Let's just go crazy.
All right.
You only
So I'm gonna be
choose
rolling.
pools.
I'm gonna be rolling 3 dice on this defensive maneuver.
Okay. I'm gonna be.
Seriously, go cut that bitch.
I'm gonna be rolling love and surviving.
So are you gonna buy any dice? Are you gonna sacrifice any values? I'm rolling 3 dice.
Let's throw you one more threat and roll 3 dice.
All right.
Love it.
So my target is 15.
Mine is. I think I'm getting into the
And
anger stage of things here.
3 successes for me.
Do you have any programs for Wakizashi use?
No, actually.
I have 1, 2 successes. You got 3, you said, right?
I got 3.
Nice. You have 1 momentum, and you get to roll your Wakizashi damage.
Ooh, I see 2 1s in there.
See 4 damage total.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So she does have 2 resistance. Would you like to spend the momentum that you have floating to ignore her resistance?
I do have piercing 1. So does that?
That would only come into play if you rolled a 5 or a 6, and you
Okay.
don't have any of those in there.
All right, then yeah, let's use that momentum and get rid of her resistance.
Sweet.
Let's
So
just do
4
the
more
full
strength.
damage.
She is not happy about that. All right, so now these guys get to go, and Saint is right there as he walks out, and he is just going to try to. He doesn't have any weapons, so he's just going to try to punch you.
Robot boxing.
Spend 1 threat. Oh wait, you are defensive here. Are you going to roll 2 dice, or are you going to buy more dice with threat?
But also knocked down.
Yeah, I'm knocked down.
Oh, you are still knocked down, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm just gonna get pummeled here.
Yeah. Well, you still get an opposed.
Run
You still get
away.
opposed.
Okay. I'll just roll 2, I guess.
I am going to roll 3 just to see if I can get some damage in.
It's a sweet action movie where the robot's stomping and you're like, hello.
Rolling dice. Sorry. I'm rolling emotion plus surviving because this is melee.
Correct.
Rolled a 4 and a 17, so just 1 success.
So I also only rolled 1 success. So you're able to fight off my stomp to your face. And it's
Don't
back
you
to your
win
turn.
with the attacker out?
Yeah, I was gonna say, shouldn't the tie go to the attacker? Not that
You're
I
right,
want to get
because
hit.
You
I'll
are
play fair.
you are prone. You are prone. So you just get a little kick to the head. This
Nothing new. Nothing
we'll
new.
call him a cultist.
Sure.
Saint's been kicked in the head before.
Is that 1 stress?
Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3 stress. We'll spend 1 threat to get around your 2 resistance. So 3 stress total.
Okay. Great.
And now it's your turn.
Could I go?
Sure.
So Viola hasn't got a great view of what's happening in the chapel, I don't think, but I think from that angle she could definitely see the other robot attacking Saint.
Yes.
So she's going to charge in, opening up the Whirling Collector
Yes.
for a melee attack.
Use the stats for a saw, by the way, for this.
Well, it's got on my shoes.
Circular
Really?
saw.
Yeah, no, it's the disassembler.
Viola's
I'm only rolling 2 dice here.
Viola's got some real main character energy. I love it.
Seriously.
Would you like to buy any dice? Adding to threat?
Maybe. I think that might be not a bad idea because, this is off the surviving protocol, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's not very high for me. I'm really hoping the giant saw blades do all the work for me.
All right. Gonna buy 1, 2? What do you want to buy?
You guys mad if I buy 2?
Go for it.
Awesome.
So that'll take me to 40-20, yes?
It's a one-shot. Let's just go crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point. Okay, so that'll be 40-20. Not my best emotion either, but I think she's angry because Saint just got attacked and, all that other stuff going on in the chapel. So anger 8, surviving 2. It's only 10. That's why I wanted 4 dice. Here we go. Unrecognized command? Oh, I typed it wrong. There we go. Oh, a 19. Ouch.
You
But also a
only
3.
Need, only need 1 success. That
12
3
and a
is
1.
it because I rolled a complication. Yeah. So, what is your damage? You would roll 6. Oh no, how much? Next to your whirling collector. Let's see. That's 5.
I'm rolling 5d6.
5d6.
Also, it has the attributes Unreliable, Intense, and Vicious 1.
Yeah, Intense and Vicious 1 are the 2 that we're worried about right now. Actually, probably not, because this is just a minor character. But Vicious 1, if you roll 5s and 6s, that's just additional damage. Zzz. Oh, dear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 5 stress. It does have 2 resistance. You could give me 1 to threat to get rid of the resistance and kill this guy.
Yeah.
I was about to say, we know
Cool.
David's opinion.
You've generated
Yeah.
lots of threat, but this one more is not a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
Can we say that because this is part of my disassembly rig, that since it dealt the killing blow, it's like super smooth as it just gathers him in for recycling.
Yeah.
You will be
that's,
remade.
That's great.
somewhat morbid, but great.
As you did that, this thing, this one steps out, sees what's happening to its friend, and then steps back in.
I like that robot.
It's not
The
every day
extra-
that you see a robot consumed by a recycling robot.
That extra
I mean, if there's any
intimidation
robots
factor.
doing any robot consuming, it's probably the recycling units.
Saint, you're up.
Yeah.
Saint.
Okay. I'm going to do my minor action to stand up.
Sure.
And in a moment of compassion, and also because I was inspired by Mary singing, Saint begins singing Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. I believe it to be a hymn.
Doran is just sitting there like, yeah, I love this song.
And I'm hoping, because I'm, a valued member of the group, everyone will join in eventually. But at any rate, I stand up, I begin singing Black Parade, and
Well, Saint, let me just interrupt you really quick. I have really good news for you. One of
Yes.
my programs is in fact singing, so Mother Bear is right there with you.
Excellent.
Amazing.
We're performing our counter song.
So I have a question. So I have a cyber attack
Yes,
that is
you do.
close. So I believe I'd have to be like touching if it's close?
No, you have to be in the same zone as whatever it is you're targeting.
Oh, okay. So how do cyber attacks work?
So cyber attacks are emotion plus communicating. Now this is resisted by my emotion plus analyzing.
Okay. I
Opposed.
would. Right. I would like to do that then.
Okay. What's yours called?
Threaten?
Yes. Who are you threatening?
Mary.
Excellent. I'm rolling 3 dice.
Okay. I will also. I will add to your threat pool. And roll 3 dice also.
Use that boo.
Oh no. I got 1 success. And I was rolling against 14. Terrible.
Wait. Could you
Oh, wait.
maybe you
Sorry, I
can't
said I.
do, like-
Oh, that doesn't matter. Sorry, go ahead.
You could sacrifice a value to re-roll the
That's
whole
what I
pool.
I was gonna say you could get rid of the value.
To re-roll the whole thing? Okay.
Mhm. You don't need values. You're a robot.
Okay. And you said I have to get rid of the one that's like least relevant to this?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna get rid of God made men who made us. We are God's grandchildren. I think.
Oh.
It's sort of like the other two are like faith requires questioning, which is pretty relevant to this. And there must be a purpose for the awakening, which is also pretty relevant to this. So I think it's the least relevant of the three, though I'm sure we could make an argument for any.
Sure. That's on you.
I
Yep.
love that logic though of like we're God's grandchildren because everyone knows grandparents are better than parents. So
Hey, we're not getting any floods, is what you're
God's
saying.
been giving me cookies.
We're gonna meet God, and it's just gonna be like, oh, hey, here's all the treats before we send you back to the humans.
All right, we're gonna re-roll this whole pile.
Here's a bond for $20.
3 successes.
That beats my 1 success. So what is this deal for?
It's
damage.
4 dice, 4d6. Overload 1. I don't know what overload means though.
Overload 1. I'll look it up real quick, but it's I'm pretty sure she can't do anything next turn.
Actually, I'll just roll this one in. 2, a 3, a 4, and a 3.
2, a 3, a 4, and a 3. So that's going to be 2 damage. And I'm just double checking what overload does. Until the end of its next turn, if the target is a machine, tasks that it attempts have the difficulty increased by 1 for each effect rolled. Oh, so you did not get any effects. So her things are not added up in difficulty. However, she does take 2 more stress because resistance
Is futile.
does not apply cyber attacks.
Zorp.
Awesome. All right, now we're back to the top of initiative. You all went. You ended the turn, which means I get to go first this turn. This one right here picks up the box and starts showing it to you, and is like,
how dare!
like, must believe, embrace humanity's promise. And that's pretty much like you a sermon.
Do I have to do like a resist roll or something to not be brainwashed?
It's strictly him talking to you, like he's trying to convince you to start looking at this thing.
Perfect. All right, who on our team wants to go first, and then we can keep the initiative? Thinking maybe people in the same room as Mary. Is she scary? Scary Mary?
Yeah,
Are you sure you don't want to hammer the box that's being waved in front of your face invitingly?
He's not going to get another chance to go for another round, so I have lots of time to smash him.
I can take another wacky /slash it.
What? I'm not going to buy any dice.
I think that means he has enough threat. How ominous.
He's saving
Ooh,
us.
I rolled a
Someone.
1 and a 7, which means I have 3 successes.
3 successes. Whew.
Hey, Mama Bear.
I got 2 successes, so you're going to go ahead and generate a momentum. So that's good.
Perfect. Then. Oof. 1-6.
Ooh. You might want
Oh.
to sacrifice a value. You got so many dice. Re-roll that.
Yeah, I know, seriously. Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice. There is no damage that I can't repair.
I guess that is least relevant.
Yeah, and that's a much better roll. That is
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stress.
Would you like to spend a momentum to get rid of her resistance?
I think I will spend that momentum that I generated to.
Awesome. So that is a damage. You can sustain up to 3 damages in this game, which is basically like an injury in other games. So what have you just damaged on her, do you think?
I'm all about making things less threatening, so I'm going to damage her sword arm.
Her sword arm is no longer functional. Keeping the initiative, she is injured quite badly at this point.
Can I shoot her again?
Go for it, Doran.
As the song is still going, Doran will shout out, "I will be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned," and fire a shotgun.
Good. Difficulty 3 still to hit her.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a die if that's cool with people. We're out of momentum, so it's another threat.
Don't we have
Cool.
one momentum?
No, there's 1 momentum in the bank, I think, right?
I think Lexi used that to reduce the.
Lexi generated
resistance.
1, but I think there was 1 in the bank otherwise.
Cool. Cool. I will use that one.
Good.
And with the power of My Chemical Romance, I will use my sadness.
Yes.
My
Beautiful.
sadness plus operating, right?
Yes, if you're firing a gun, yes.
Cool. Oh, only 2 successes.
So, no effect. You got anything that can reroll dice or anything like that?
Yeah, Doran will push it to the limit and sacrifice a value to reroll one of those.
All right.
Well, I mean, no. Okay, so I have dysregulate whenever you attempt a task using sadness, and you buy 1 or more d20s by adding to threat. I could reroll a single d20, but I did use the momentum.
It would allow you to change it to threat now that you know that you have that.
Yeah, let's do it that way then. Real angsty Doran right now. Rerolling the 19
Let your
into
sadness take over.
a 12, which is enough. My target number is 13.
All
That's 3
right.
successes.
Nice. All right, roll damage.
Cool. Shotgun is 6.
She no longer has any stress remaining.
That is 4 coming in.
It's enough. That's another damage, and she collapses to the ground. As do the 2 other robots who were in the closets. There are still 3 blinking boxes. What would you like to do with them?
I would like to smash one now.
Want to smash them?
Smash.
Basically, these look like 6-sided, like old school television sets with like the domed glass, like just flashing lights behind every side of them. Is that your plan, just to smash them all?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll just start smashing one. If you guys want me not to smash them all, you'll have to tell me to stop. But as of now,
Say will
looking-
sort of be like, smash 2, but maybe we should look at 1 to see what it's doing and how it works, so we could maybe stop this from spreading.
I will do that, but I'm leaning on my value of the strong are more likely to survive in this new world. and I'm very strong with this hammer. And I shall smash these boxes.
Yeah, so you can go through, smash 2 boxes. Investigating the third box, this does seem like a device that was designed and built specifically for this one purpose, to install a program into people's minds as they look at it. The scintillating colors are meant to keep the attention of an onlooker. And yeah, this was the program that was being installed, was to get non-sentient robots off the hub. So I guess long term, if you want to keep one of these, you can, or if you want to smash it, you can.
Part of me's tempted. I want to be that guy to be like, hey, why don't we hack this to put up a positive virus out for everybody? But I could be easily persuaded just to let you smash it, because that's a terrible idea.
That is not how we build consensus, Saint.
No, Saint, as your humans would say, we were given sentience for a purpose. To alter it, to play with it, would be to be playing the god you say so believe exists.
I see you understand my message. I have tricked you into getting. Smash away.
We've had plenty of long conversations about this, Saint. I think I've heard your message plenty of times.
I heard Priest say smash away.
And that brings us to the end of the Stray code. Nicely done. Nicely done. So I want to just discuss with you guys before we start logging off and saying goodbye and all that, how advancement works in this game. Because I think...
Sorry.
We did some...
Real quick, I'll just have a quick pause to switch us back to the other screen.
Yes.
And we're good to go.
All right. So Sentience uses an experience point system similar to Octung, where there are specific things that you can generate character points for. So the first thing is, did I learn something new about myself? And so that could be like if you sacrificed a value, if you did something new, et cetera, you can get a character point. The second one, and I think this one was really important. Did I use each of my emotions over the course of the episode? 4 of my emotions over the course of this episode. So basically, what I found when I played Dune is that people would always use the same drive for everything. So I want to encourage players to explore all the emotions of their character. So if you use 4 reasonably, 4 or more reasonably over the course of a session, you get an XP. And did I create or lose a connection with another character or social group? Is a way that you could so you gain or lose. So you guys definitely lost a connection with the open arms, and hopefully they're done for. But then you take character points and you can adjust stats and buy new focuses, gain new values, things like that along the way.
Super cool.
This was neat.
What did y'all think?
That was so much fun.
Yeah, I think the exploring the emotions part of things is a big deal, and I'm really happy where that is going. I hope to someday use this schools for kids that struggle with emotional regulation and like gender issues and things like that. I think talking it through using character that isn't them might be a useful tool, not in all cases, but in some. So that's my goal long term.
That's awesome.
Like from a purely role playing perspective, it helps a lot as a player, just to, because I mean sometimes you don't really think about like your motivations, emotional or otherwise, right? It's just like, okay, well it's time for combat. I have a sword. I'm just going to swing my sword, and I don't think about like, what's the motivation behind me swinging this sword, right? Right. And so it just sort of adds an interesting layer not only to the the mechanics of the game, but just even the role playing part of it.
So one of the other things I did with the core rulebook that I've gotten some people aren't into, but I left things really open ended. I don't say whether humanity is going to be good or bad when they return. I don't say who's responsible for the awakening. I don't say what the world looks like because I want GMs to be able to create their own stories to tell what they think the awakening was, and so on and so forth. So I've had a couple of GMs be like, I wish that I had a bit more to do with that type of stuff, and others that are like, yeah, I like being able to take that into my own hands and make my own world. So we'll see. I might release a GM toolkit at some point in time that will go over some ideas at least that you could use without giving them, this is exactly what happened.
Possibly just like an adventure path that creates a world that, your story possibly of what you might think of, or different couple worlds that have a couple of different ways of how it all unfolds.
Adding on real quick to what David said, because they're single word emotions, it's really easy to get those going, as opposed to some systems that use aspects or whole sentence traits where you're like, how do I shoehorn this? But yeah, it's accessible. It's lovely.
I started with, I think I had 10 or 11 emotions, and I had to kind of whittle them down because where does curiosity go? Well, the curiosity isn't really an emotion, right? It's so there's a lot of there was a lot of finagling, and if you read the core rule book, I talk about it's easy to think of anger as a negative emotion, right, or sadness as a negative emotion, but if they're well regulated, you can use them positively. Do you know what I mean? So if you have an 11 in anger, that means that you are good at using that emotion. You know what I mean? And so I talk about how do you use emotions in a positive fashion in the core rule book. So,
or like Pixar's Inside Out, sadness also contributes to empathy.
Right.
Love it.
So, yeah, that was kind of the goal with the design, and Modifius seemed to like it. They chose Sentience as their book that they're going to support and match the first $500 of sales with, or something like that. So
congrats!
I'm excited about that.
Congratulations!
Yeah. That's awesome.
Wow, I'm so excited we got to feature it on our channel.
Yeah.
This
Maybe
is fun,
once.
and it's fun to play a character that can really pick and choose what human attributes they want to play with, without maybe the ones you don't care for.
Yeah, and it's that's the best part, and you can explore all these different things. Also because inherently robots are gender neutral, right? So you can weave in and out of that as you see fit, or you need, if you want to explore, you know what I mean? So that's a really cool part of it as well. So
yeah, I just wanted to say, as a trans person, I love that approach to it of, and this just this idea of this world where gender neutral is the baseline, and then but it's still open ended. We can still explore it. It's especially because it's a group of things that has essentially been created by humans. It has all that history of what humans are like, and so
right.
We get to explore that whole range of things in however we choose to do so.
Right,
and robots, you can
and
as Melissa was saying, you can kind of pick and choose
have a
aspects of humanity you want to really dive into and explore.
I'm a middle school teacher, so I'm seeing a lot of students who are struggling with gender and so on and so forth, and I believe that as far as a counseling tool, the game, if you're talking about the robot, could help you talk through some of the questions that you have without necessarily realizing it, and I think it could be a very helpful thing. We'll see where it goes. I'm not going to give up on it. We're working on Tales from the Awakening Volume 1. It's going to have 4 missions, and I'm also updating the core rulebook to a better layout for print on demand if we ever get that option, and I'm adding a mission to the core rulebook as well. So
awesome.
onward and upward.
Well, Al, if you want to let people know where they can find you, where they can find Sentience before we start signing off.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching that came out. This was really cool. I'm glad that everyone got a chance to see this. I am GM underscore Admiral on all the socials. Sentience, if you look on DriveThruRPG, if you look up Sentience 2d20, you'll see the Quickstart and the core rulebook. Both are pay what you want. I worked on them in Microsoft Word and didn't do a lot of layout stuff with them. So I'm giving them away for free. It was you're supporting a person in their basement who was doing some writing. So, hopefully we can keep this ball rolling and expose more people to it and go from there. But I appreciate you all having me on and giving me the opportunity. Sometimes it's weird to hear a new role-playing game and oh well, this is interesting. This is weird. I don't know if I want to get on a screen while I'm playing this. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that you all took the time out of your schedules to play through.
Yeah, thank you, Al. Thank you for coming on and running it for us. It's a great time. Loved it.
Thanks so much for sharing this with us.
All very entertaining. I loved it.
Great. So as Al said, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for playing. Just a couple of quick updates at the end. We recently did a review of Star Trek Adventures, the Lower Decks campaign guide, where Al came into the chat and hung out and answered some questions. So you can find that on our YouTube. We are back with Hellbreakers, our Expanse actual play one-shot next Monday, which is the season finale and has a bunch of giveaways. If you haven't checked out the VOD already on our YouTube channel, go and watch part 1. There's a giveaway there where you can fill out a Google form and you might win $10 to the Green Ronin Publishing website, as well as a PDF copy of the Expanse core book. And then, next Monday we're doing a whole bunch more giveaways. Thanks, Green Ronin, for all of that. Our social medias are Skyhammer Press on everything except for Twitter, which is Skyhammer K. And that's pretty much it. So thank you, everybody. If you're watching on Twitch right now, the full VOD will be available in a couple of days on YouTube. Have a good night. Bye.
Right.